provided it's disclosed to investors, it's reasonable. A carried interest is not a security sales commission, so as to defeat it. It's almost the same as some of these hedge fund operators who take a 20% profits interest by virtue of having invested their investors' money wisely. They're going to get, their compensation is 20% of the profits that I make. Well, it's the same thing with respect to a carried interest. It is not related to the solicitation of a buyer. It's not going to be a commission. Now, Alabama limits the number of purchasers to 10 or fewer within any 12-month consecutive period. And most people know how to count up to 10. It's really not rocket science. But what happens when you get a husband and wife? Do you count them as two or as one? What happens when the husband and the wife, perhaps, or the husband alone, decides to take it in the form of an LLC so that he can take those interests and shove them down to his children and his grandchildren? Is it one investor, or is it 7, or is it 10? As a matter of economic reality, however, one investment decision was made, and it was made by the husband. And because the sale of a security is defined as being a disposition of a security for value, the beneficial interest holders of the LLC, the children, never came out of pocket any money, nor did the wife. It was, as a matter of economic reality, only one investor involved, and that was the husband. Now, the fact that you have an LLC as an investor should give you a great deal of pause or for concern, because, as I said, the duty is on you, the operator, to determine how many investors you have in a particular way. The operators are well advised to obtain an investor representations which can be relied on by the investor, by the operator. Alabama Securities Act requires that you undertake such a study, and I'm advising you, and as your lawyers will certainly tell you, where you do that inquiry, it's best to get it in writing, but in any case, you have to do it. You have to have a reasonable basis for saying that that LLC is one person and not 15. Any LLC that is created for the purpose of investing in your deal, the first deal you had, that's composed, say, of 20 investors, that's 20 people. If that LLC was created for the purpose of investing in your deal, then you count the beneficial interest holders in that LLC as purchasers. You don't treat it as one. But what happens, for example, if an LLC invests on year 1 in your first well, and then 4 years later, in year 4, invest in the second well, using the same LLC with the same investors? At that point in time, you can legitimately say it was not created for the